Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
And so when I do that, I'm showing you, I'm not just telling you, but I'm showing you that I mean it. And so either you're in alignment with that. Amos 3:3 says, how can two walk together unless they agree? We're not going to walk together unless you agree, because this is the walk that I'm on. So you're either going to meet me there and we'll walk together towards this goal, or you can go whichever way you want to go. No judgment. You're moving in another direction. You have another destination. It's okay.
See, that's the thing.
And so when I do that, I'm showing.
Put your hands together. Mr. Goodbread.
Salute, class. What's going on, gang? How y'all feeling tonight? Salute to all my good breads. Salute to all my sisters with sense that don't play about Mr. Goodbread. We got a great live tonight, guys. But hold up. Disclaimer. Tonight live, not going to be for everybody, guys. Tonight live, not going to be for everybody, guys. Do not think that every female that I make a teaching tool is a female that you gotta smash, guys. If you one of them perverts that think that because we use women as a teaching tool over here in the school, a common sense, the righteous fear, that you gotta smash her, then you a fool, guys. All right? That's not one of these channels. We not one of these women hating channels, guys. In the righteous fair. We don't hate women, guys. Now I mean, we don't like modern women, and we check modern women. Yeah, we gonna check modern women. Now I mean, so don't try to paint us out as one of them women hating channels just because we not fitting to be in the box. We not one of those in the box niggas. We not one of them simp suckers that let women do whatever they want. We not fitting to let a modern woman run wild on us over here. But we do not hate women. All right, guys? Salute to all my MGTOW men. Salute to all my red pill men. Salute to all my introverts. Salute to all my incels. Salute to all my passport bros. Salute to all my brothers. Remember that. This is a channel for brothers. Now I mean, everybody have their own ideology. Everybody share and have their own core belief. You know what I mean? As long as your core belief equal God, I'm with you. I'm rocking with you. And that be the problem. A lot of us don't understand that our our Holy Spirit consists of our subconscious beliefs. You know what I mean? We have a subconscious and we have a conscious. We have two brains. You know what I mean? Our brain works in two ways. We have subconscious and a conscious. Our subconscious, though, is our Holy Spirit, guys. Oh, yeah. I know y'all wasn't taught that. Guys. You know what I mean? The goal tonight, guys, is to use a great mindset on a female to reach the youth. All right, guys, understand that when we bring women on my panel, when you see me reacting to a female on my panel, it's not that we could fuck her. All right? So don't be a pervert. When you see me reacting to females, it's because I'm using those mindsets to share it with the youth. Yes, guys, this is a man space, but don't be a dummy. Of course, YouTube is a public platform, so we can't stop women, especially young women, from coming in these spaces, guys. And while these women are in these spaces, I'm gonna show them what real men talk about. Guys, we are not those bitch ass channels. This is not a bitch ass channel where men come to cackle about women and to complain. No, no, no. We come to sharpen the iron. All right. And a lot of us, we don't have an opportunity to be around because we can't afford to change our environment. So we don't be around, we don't hear from, we don't know women that have healed themselves. We don't know virtuous women, Proverbs 31 women. We don't know because we are in an environment that consists of Proverbs 7 women. So that's all we know. All right. And then when I tell you things like, because these are facts, these are not my opinion. And it don't matter what you can pinpoint on me that's wrong or flawed. It doesn't change the fact that this is your psyche. These are things that belong to your psyche, guys. You are in an environment that only consists of toxicity. So now that will make you a toxic person. No matter how you dress it up, no matter how you make up your face, no matter what designer clothes you put on, your psyche is your psyche. If you grew up or if you are around toxicity, then that is the frequency you will operate on. There so being, you will only be able to attract those frequencies. So, man or woman, you can't run around here talking about all men ain't shit or all women ain't shit. It's you. It's you. So tonight, guys, what we doing, what I got is I don't know how many of y'all know Essence Atkins, you know what I mean? But she's a well-known star child celebrity, you know what I mean, guys? She did the work. When you hear me and when you hear Love, because we use Love Dorsey a lot over here. So when you hear us talk about doing the work, this is what doing the work looks like. Now, my objective tonight is to show my younger audience, my younger youth, my younger ladies, this is what doing the work look like. But don't wait until you in your 50s to have this type of mindset. You know what I mean? Do it now. Everything the woman about to say in this video, you can do it now. All right, guys, ladies? So, fellas, get your popcorn. Ladies, get your notepads and let's take some notes. All right? Fellas, don't be in my chat with the stupid shit, bro. Don't be in my chat with the I must hate women shit, bro. This is not the chat where you gonna come get a dopamine high and dopamine hit of hating women. A lot of you need to hear from untoxic women. All right? You need to hear from women who have done the work. All right? Guys, remember, it's about pouring into you, guys, because a lot of you is negative and can only attract bitches that can accommodate your lack of completing your mission. Your mission, being an adult, guys. Let's keep it real, because a lot of us think we're adults because we can fuck on bitches, right? But fucking on bitches don't make you an adult, fellas, sir. What make you an adult is constantly having your priorities straight, constantly having your responsibilities taken care of. You know what I mean? That's what being an adult is. If you don't have your basics covered constantly, you can't call yourself an adult. And a lot of you niggas running these spaces bitter butt hurt because you can't trick a bitch into taking care of your responsibilities. That's on you. Sisters, a lot of y'all run around here talking about men ain't shit because you a negative chick. You operate on negative frequencies, so therefore all you can attract is a negative nigga. Do the work on you so you don't attract negative niggas. That's what it's going to come down to. Your inner vibe is your core belief. Your core belief consists of things that you have been conditioned and programmed and taught. And you took those things in to your holy system now because those things sit on your subconscious mind. So as a person, no matter what you tell yourself you is, your actions reek of the devil. Let's get on into it, guys. So that was my disclaimer. Fellas, just chill, relax how you relax. Ladies, get your pens, and I want y'all to take note. Don't be sitting there sucking in entertainment. You ladies need to take notes, and you need to start doing the work. You know what I mean? Because it's sad that the majority of my women that watch my channel and support me, they are older women. There are women that have no reason to sit here and lie and continue to bullshit life. So now they know what Mr. Goodbread is saying is the absolute truth, yo. The absolute fucking truth. But why wait? Sisters with some sense. My young sisters with some sense. If you in your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s, do it now. Do it now so that you can have that much more life to really be really be good. You know what I mean? Do it now. All right, y'all. Let's get into today's content. Salute to my chat. We the realest. We are the realest, man. We the realest.
So you can tell me I'm great all you want, but you're not pursuing me, and I know why. Because I require too much, and that's all right. I'm okay with that. The right person is going to see me, and I don't mind being ignored by everybody else. With my ex-husband, because we met on Match.com, so a lot of people didn't understand why I would.
Wait, you was on Match?
Yes.
I would not have believed. I'm like, what is
Again, guys, if online dating was really the wave, then it'd be successful. People will have success stories. It's not too many success stories when you meeting and playing this new modern society way of dating and meeting people. It is no better way than manual dating, which is going outside face to face. At least a phone conversation.
this catfish? Essence,
Right.
Swipe left. Fake.
I'll reveal to you guys, I discovered porn when I was a child. I believed that pornography was keeping me and helping me abstain. Where is your identity coming from? Is it coming from what this man across from you, this eligible bachelor, thinks? Or is your identity coming from the Lord God who made you? There's no amount of dinners that you will ever buy for me that will get my panties off.
This is not the After Dark show. I'm not even gonna But
At this point, that's very important to you that you abstain all the way till marriage.
It's important that she said that, guys. She said there's no amount of dinners you can buy that can get her drawers off, guys. Understand, a lot of you guys, this lady is gonna sound foreign to you, right? Because we're so used to dealing with toxic women. You know what I mean? We're used to dealing with women that shit right there don't apply. We know they have a price, and they price very low. You know what I mean? So just like I said, fellas, don't let what this woman say trigger you because you operate and your frequencies read negativity. So don't let what she say trigger you. Bypass that. I challenge you fellas tonight to bypass the stupid shit. Don't be stupid all your fucking life, bro. I understand that you don't get a chance to be around, talk to, hear anything from real sisters because all you keep your stupid ass around is these toxic ratchet bitches that you could one up You know what I mean? You can one up these bitches. This is why you stay around these bitches. This is why niggas love hoes, because they stupid as hell. And they're easy fuck. But guys, this is a female that have done the work. Right? Ladies, this is a woman that have done the work. So don't wait till you're her age to have her story. You could do it now.
I'm nodding and taking a deep breath. And sometimes I'll be like, Lord, this is really difficult. I'm standing on what you asked me to do, and it's real lonely.
Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode. My co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
Let me say, so the platform continues to be blessed, and today is very special. I'm excited about this one.
This
Yeah.
is a very groundbreaking day in Hardly Initiated history, guys.
It's really, I keep laughing because it's legendary.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't move like how he moving right now. When you're in the presence of a female, don't do that. You give your power over to the woman already. You already moving like a dummy right now. He moving like a dummy, guys. I like this guy. He got good questions. But you see how you overplaying your hand, being thirsty, fuck shit up, bro? Don't do that. Don't do that, guys. You lower your attraction with the woman and you raise her, I'ma use this nigga meter up, bro.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Let's put the camera on this beautiful
Hi.
presence that has entered Hardly Initiated Studios today, because I don't think I need a major introduction for this wonderful presence, because you have been in all of our lives for quite some time now. Y'all know this face? If y'all know this face, put a yes right now in the comment section, because we are here with Essence Atkins. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to be here. My face actually hurts a little bit. My cheeks are hurting from smiling so big.
I like
wow.
that.
Yeah.
I
Me
like
too.
that. And let me tell y'all know Essence. She's probably one of the most profound actresses of our generation.
Legendary.
And she's nervous. She said she was nervous.
I am.
About being on the Hardly Initiated platform.
Ladies, y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Stay nervous.
Stay nervous, ladies.
We like
Stay
that.
nervous.
I like that. How you feeling?
I feel really amazing. I feel great. The energy in this room is incredible, and I'm excited. I'm excited for what the Holy Spirit's going to do and what we're going to talk about, though we haven't discussed it. So whatever you guys see, just know it's spontaneous. We're baking this bread fresh, y'all.
Fresh. And we got something up our sleeves for this young lady here with us. Because, man, Essence, let's actually get the audience to know you a little bit better as well.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they know your story. They see you on the camera, they see you on the other side of the screen, but they don't know. So just for context, Essence, you have one child so far in your life right now. And you were previously married.
I was.
As well. How long ago, by the way, were you married?
I divorced in 2016. I was married in 2009. And my son is 11. He'll be 12 on Christmas Day. So,
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from 2009, you got married to 2016. So about 7 years?
Yeah, we were married 7 years.
Okay.
Ain't it weird, gang? She kind of looked like Tia and Tamara. She kind of looked like sister, but she's not. Weird, right? She looked like sister and sound like Jeannie Ma. She got it bad, bro, but she don't think like neither one of them. Trust me, guys.
Tell me about that. So married for 7 years. Why are you like, what happened?
Oh gosh. I think that we weren't really clear as to who the other person was and what was good for the other person. I really, I think that love was there, but we didn't have the skill set or the tools or even the awareness of what the other person really needed. And it failed because of that. And I also believe that we didn't have enough of God at the helm to resuscitate us when we were dying. Yeah.
God at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Was he somebody who you would consider to be a man of God prior to you guys getting married?
I mean, we had premarital counseling by our pastor. We would go to church together. So my ex-husband went to 12 years of Catholic school. So, it was we were both actively Christians, but I think that there's a difference between knowing God, right? And as Lord, and having submitted your life to him as Savior. There's a difference.
Mm.
And I say that because it's like,
Now, gang, keep in mind, gang, women take longer to find the path of God. You know what I mean? They take longer to find the path of God. So, ladies, get on your path now. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't work with Satan no more. Don't no longer work with Satan. Get on your path now. If you notice, women, y'all take too long to get to them. And keep in mind, not every female gonna be able to hit that wall and preserve their beauty like this female right here, God, ladies. Not all women gonna be able to bullshit their way through life, make all of the mistakes, and then be able to come to God and still keep their beauty. You know what I mean? It's a lot of women that's gonna have to still repent, no matter how do you look. When you hit that wall, you still gonna have to repent. You still gonna have to repent. Not every female gonna be able to hit that wall and still keep that beauty.
there's not too many places in the world where you can go where people don't know Oprah. They know who Oprah Winfrey is. They know what she's accomplished. They know she had a show. She owned a network. She has magazines. She endorses books. She gave cars away. There's a lot of things that the average person would know about Oprah Winfrey, but that doesn't mean they can call her up.
Mm.
And I think that as Christians, we aren't always aware that we are to be cultivating a relationship with God. It's not enough to just know him. That may be enough for glory, but while we're still here on earth, it is incumbent upon us to cultivate that relationship so that
That's a
when
fact.
we need him, really, and marriage is something that I think that we need God, and we need to be in partnership with God in terms of how to navigate it, because we're people, we're growing, we're fallible, we're flawed.
And that's why I need to stop following the ways of the world and try to tie in God with y'all bullshit. Cause it ain't got nothing to do with what y'all ways of the world, with the state and all of that shit. You know what I mean? You didn't have to get married the way you got married by state. Just, you know what I mean, sis?
And we can't always look for instruction from others. We kind of got to get back to like, well, what's the instruction? What's the way to handle this? And I don't think we did that enough.
And that's a fact. That's why I tell you guys, when in doubt, go to your basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's no gray area, bro. It's no gray. Because people going to tell you, oh, that ain't the answer. There ain't no answers to this. And that's a motherfucking lie, guy. If you go to your basic instructions before leaving Earth, all the answers you need is in that book.
And that's what I'm going to say about that in honor of my ex-husband and my son. I know that people go into relationships and they go into divorces and they talk a lot about what went wrong or what their feelings are about it. And that's fine. But for me, I love the relationship that I have with my ex-husband as my son's father. He's a great father. And so I really try to honor that and respect as celebrities.
That's a message for all my young ladies that want to play the baby daddy game. You pick them, you still have to respect that man and let him get a chance to do what he gonna do. Give him his half. That's what she's saying right now, ladies. And that's the message you can learn from her.
Celebrities like to say, respect our privacy.
Right.
As a couple, we weren't really out there, but this was also kind of before the influx of everyone putting everything out there. And I think it's really a cautionary tale, because when you make your relationship public, then it does become fodder for public consumption. And it's hard to ask people to then like respect your privacy when you've made your courtship and your romance so public. So, it's a bit of a kind of dichotomy, and it's a bit of a stretch. I mean, everyone has the right, of course, to keep things amongst themselves, but I think we also have to understand what we are kind of agreeing to when we put our relationships out there.
And you's an expert at that topic right there, because sis, you ain't been in nothing. I mean nothing. And you's a sexy little thing too, yo. Might I say, right? She's a sexy little thing.
Because once you put it out, you want to know everything.
Yeah.
From the
people are invested in your story. They're like, well, what happened?
Right,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
It becomes a movie.
It becomes a movie. We all, Andy Warhol said it way before its time that one day we would all have our own channel, and we all do.
Wow, literally.
That's
It's
fact.
interesting because, just women with followings in general, I personally have always wanted to stay away from, just personally. And mainly because that was always one of my concerns in the back of my mind. Like my relationship being something that is public and that everybody
is weighing in on.
Yeah,
it happened a little bit with my ex-husband because we met.
And he not insecure for that. He not insecure for that comment right there. So miss me with that, guys. He right. I wouldn't be comfortable. And I'm real. I'm masculine as all hell. And I can tell you that because I'm the teacher. But I would be uncomfortable if Miss Goodbread had 1 million fucking followers. Fuck she doing? What my lady doing with 1 million fucking followers, B? Fuck out of here, B. Fuck with one of them then. Know what I mean? Fuck out of here. And that's not insecure by no stretch of the imagination. That's being realistic. You know what I mean? Now, if she got 1 million followers and I got 2 million or 1 billion, that's something different. Because that means that's runoff from my followers to her. But ain't no way in the world I'm going to be comfortable with my female having 1 million followers and I'm sitting there with 65,000. Hell no.
On Match.com, and this is way before people were meeting on sites, so a lot of people didn't understand why I
was. You was on Match.
I was.
I would not have believed. I'm like, what is this cat?
All right, now I want to break that down for you guys. Remember, Match.com, that's back when niggas wasn't even on the internet like that. So her being a child celebrity and her being in the industry, you know what I mean, already working with the devil, they got these toys and gadgets first. They got to these toys and gadgets first. All right? And she realized that was the worst thing to do. That was the worst thing she could have did.
Catfish.
Right.
Swipe left. Fake.
That blows my mind.
Well, here's the thing. I was on there without a picture. So I wrote this really funny, insightful, deep profile, and most people dismissed it because there was no picture.
First of all, there has to be a picture.
That is scammy.
There was no picture. But so what I would do, because I knew that it wasn't gonna garner a lot of interest, is I would reach out to people and I would say something clever or whatever, and I would say, read my profile. If you like my profile, I will send you a picture. And then people would be like, what's behind door number 3? You know what I mean? But I knew that I didn't want to invite disingenuous people by putting my picture up, because there's a lot, especially now, but even back then, there's a lot of things that you can kind of think you know about me based on my public persona. And I didn't want to attract people. I'm still very much that way. Like, I'm not particularly comfortable attracting people based on my resume, based on what I do for a living, or based on how I look. So I generally, my friends will tell you, most of the time I walk around and I'm very low.
Now that's rare. And see, the thing is, right, guys, when you change the laws of your mind, right, and you stop operating on stupid frequencies, so you stop bagging stupid bitches, and you're gonna start coming across right bitches, real women, right? And it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna tell you right now, right? When you've been operating on stupid time, bagging stupid women, and you get to the right women, it's gonna be uncomfortable, bro. You're gonna be fucking agitated and all of that. But it's okay. Understand that it's okay, guys. Because all that means is that you're able to be organic. All right. And that's what I need you guys to understand today, too. We're going to learn the difference between organic and manipulated. You know what I mean? See, a lot of you guys don't understand because y'all don't even eat organic food. You know what I mean? Y'all don't eat organic food. What's the difference between organic food and the food you dudes eat right now? Guys, put it in the chat. Tell me, what's the difference between organic food and the food that you chug down your neck right now, yo? What's the difference between organic food and this is and we gonna bring it home tonight. Put it in the chat, guys. Y'all tell me. I'll wait for you guys. Let me know what's the difference between organic food and the food you put in your mouth today. Those of you that don't eat organically. Because that's what she's doing right now, guys. She's being organic. And to a lot of you that don't deal with organic people, organic food, she sounds foreign to you right now. You kind of want to paint her out to deal to what you used to. Because you're used to those unorganic vibes. So you kind of want to paint her out so that you can deal with her, so you can be able to keep up with her. And this is what we do a lot, because we're in these spaces that all they talk about is modern women, and the toxic women, and the bad women, and the unorganic women. So that when you see an organic woman, you try to paint her out as a motherfucking unorganic chick. Guys, you're taking too long, man. I need y'all to keep up with me. You know that this is not that mid-range content. But the difference between organic food and the food you put in your mouth right now is that organic food can be organic. It's not manipulated. It's not touched. It's not bothered. It's not tampered with. It's not processed. The food you put in your mouth right now is touched, stepped on, processed. All that shit is not real. It's not what it is. It's not what it was. And that's what you used to. You know what I mean? That's what you used to. You call organic people and people that eat organically weird because the majority of us is used to the fake. Remember, fake has now become the new real. Right? Spot on, my guy. Stop working for YouTube. Spot on. Pure, without chemicals, without manipulation. You can be who you are without pissing somebody off. Like, and nowadays, that's the problem, right? Nowadays, you can't get a woman to love you without being manipulated to who she wants you to be. Like, you can't be who you are organically and get love, pure love, because they don't know they self. But let's continue, because this woman at 50, she have learned herself, she have invested, she have done the work. So let's continue. Let's listen to this.
Low key, I have sweats on. I look like a soccer mom. I have, jeans on and like my Jordans and a baseball cap and no makeup. I look like I could beat you in a foot race almost at any given time of day, most of the time, because I also don't like the attention that I get without a covering, to be honest. Like, when I look like this, when people recognize me readily and I attract more of attention, it makes me uncomfortable because I don't have a covering. Like I'm not particularly fond of those eyes, because it makes me feel very kind of vulnerable is the wrong word, but it makes me feel targeted. And I don't like it. So unless I am going somewhere for work or I'm with a group of people, I will shy away from walking around with makeup on and hair done and all that other stuff, because I don't want to. I'd rather be inconspicuous.
So you met your husband on Match?
I did.
That's shocking, honestly. Do you? I mean, thinking back on that, because we have a large following
Mhm.
that many of the ladies, particularly, are extremely apprehensive about meeting people online.
And there's reason, I mean, there's good cause,
Right.
right? You know, especially with our awareness of human trafficking and, you know, people setting up fake profiles, you have to be cautious. It's wise to be cautious. You know, back then, what I loved about it was that I could be very specific. Like I like that I could say, oh, I was looking for someone who was a Christian, who was this, who was within this age range, and I could do it from my house. You know, it's kind of like, I like this, you know, the menu. I like the menu options from my bed. um,
And that's how government Satan Zaddy hooked all the women, not just the bad ones, even the pure ones, bro. He hooked all the women with social media. Social media is what the devil used. That's the tool the devil used to cause confusion. We know that the author of confusion is the devil. We also know that women are like kids. And if you give a child options, that's what feminism did. Feminism ushered in the idea of options. So if you give a woman the idea of options, they'll end up and choose nothing. They'll end up with just a dog, with just a cat, and alone. Winter is here. Facts.
but I haven't really been back online since my divorce because I do think that it's dangerous and it can be dangerous. And, you know, so there's a reason that people are skeptical, but it does work. It does work. There's plenty of successful relationships that have come out of apps.
Yeah.
But back then, when I was doing it, people were like, "What's wrong with her? Can't she just meet somebody the old-fashioned way in the grocery store, get fixed up?" Like, if you were to go back and look at those comments in 2008, you would see a very different environment. Whereas most people, that is how they meet. They meet in some sort of online way.
And well, see, that's the thing. You were, look.
And that's the thing, guys. You gotta unhook. You guys gotta unhook and you gotta evolve with the times, bro. I get it. Y'all intaking this red pill content which keeps y'all hooked on some stupid shit. You gotta remember, bro, times change, bro. Our grandparents and parents, they lived in a different time, bro. We gotta evolve. We can't be reverting our talking points to back when they was around. Shit ain't the same when they was around. You gotta remember shit. Our pops and our grandpops, they got brownie points because they remember back in the days, they didn't have book bags, yo. These motherfuckers was going to school with their books and shopping bags. So grandpa and dad, them niggas could have promised to carry their books for them, and they got brownie points for being a masculine man. Bullshit like that shit that bro, it's book bags today. So we can't get brownie points for carrying the bitch school books. We don't get brownie points for that. Times change. You gotta evolve with the times too, fellas. You gotta evolve with the times. You can't be sticking to these traditional talking points, but the women ain't traditional.
Looking for love in 06,
I
07,
went in 07. Yeah, I met him in 08.
and looking for love in 2023
Yeah.
is a little different. Okay.
I don't know that I'm looking anymore. I feel like I'm waiting.
What's the difference?
Um, I get to kind of own my feminine energy a little bit more in waiting.
Damn it, man. Oh man, I think I'm in love, bro. These are conversations that real couples have with each other. You know what I mean? Because the difference is you letting God handle it. You letting God do his justice. You letting God do his magic, sis. That's what you're doing. That's the difference between looking and waiting. And see, it's sad that you got to get to this age to understand the difference. And this is why you get it, guys, today? Do you get it? Do you get what I'm doing here today, guys? Do you get what we do here? We bring the truth with proof, guys. So, ladies, do it now. Do it now. Stop the stupid shit, yo. Exactly, my guy. He said he met his wife at the grocery store. that's the most beautifulest place to meet your wife, because you know that she had values of shopping. She goes grocery shopping, bro. She's shopping for groceries. I tell y'all all the time, another good spot is the supermarket, guys. Stay out of them clubs, bro. Stay out of them toxic environments. Ain't no good frequencies in the environment that you choose to bag women in. You got to go to the environment that you want your woman to be cognizant to. Guys, do you get that?
And I trust God more in waiting.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, the right person is going to see me. Whereas I feel like before it was like, please see me. You know what I mean? Now it's like the right person is going to see me. And I don't mind being ignored by everybody else.
Do you think that strategy is applicable to everyone? You think everybody could have success waiting and maybe not putting themselves out as much?
I think that there's work to be done and there's a level of trust to be developed. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. Like I'm doing the work. I've done the work of who I want to be and how I want to live and cultivating my own joy.
Now, call me crazy, but I think this Miss Atkins, I think you done tuned into the school of common sense on a couple of times now, because you using our vocabulary and all, man. You done did the work. Tell the young ladies, because we come from a generation. This generation, the previous generation, did not teach these little women nothing. For some reason, they scared to tell the truth, and they ain't teaching these little ladies nothing. So, Miss Atkins, can you please teach these little ones how not to wait to 50 to do the right thing?
And having relationships that are platonic and valuing those things and enriching my own life. And I think that is the way to attract the best partner for me, to be where I want to be in my life without a partner, and then attract a partner who is like-minded, who is also where they want to be, who also has their own joy, their own relationships, their own ambitions separately, than just couple them.
Exactly. And what she just explained right there is she wasn't used to dealing with somebody who had all of their basics covered, right? But that's not a knock to the man. But she's not used to that alongside of the fact of her having all her basics covered. You see what I mean? It's a totally different relationship when the man have all his basics covered and the woman have all her basics covered, because now we can build. We ain't trauma bonding. We ain't using each other to substitute what we lack in our basics. That's what she just explained right there, guys.
You really working, not really waiting.
Working on me.
Right.
Yeah.
I think when people may hear the waiting part, they literally like on the couch waiting. And they waiting for Prince Charming to come rescue
Well,
them,
you know,
rather than doing those kind of investments that you talking about.
Yeah, but that's also stagnancy, you
Mm.
know, and that's how you atrophy. Like sitting on the couch, what is that good for? Really? Like, it's not good for us physically, it's not good for us mentally. If you're upset, they tell you go take a walk, that it'll
God, now guys, last week, what we talked about last week, what was the lesson last week? Then we talk about stagnant people turn to haters. Then we talk about still water and stagnant water turning stale, and flies and mosquitoes, and people not wanting you to change because they're stagnant and they've been using you and sucking the life out of you. And if you change, then you're gonna leave their ass. Don't we talk about that? Yo, Miss Atkins been over here, man. Miss Goodbread, come on, Miss Goodbread.
help regulate your emotions. It'll help with your hormones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
if you want to get fit or be more healthy or live longer, we have to create bone density, especially as we age. So it's important that we weight train, that we resistance train. It's like sedentary is really not a healthy state. You know, stagnant water starts to stink. We're meant to be moving in some way, and that doesn't mean that stillness is bad. There's a difference. You know, it's not, stillness isn't bad, but it is about stagnancy. and waiting for someone to rescue you, waiting for an opportunity. Like, there is work to be done. Faith without works is dead. There's work to be done for all of us.
I think I'm in love. Did you hear what she just said, guys? Ladies, young ladies, this is Black Girl Magic. Young ladies, you see, you can't tell us who you are. You have to do the work. And the work is what she's talking about right now. You have to change the laws of your mind. Everything your mother taught you was wrong. You have to go get the work. You have to go digging in the mud for yourself, my sisters. Trust me. Listen to this woman, bro.
To have the life that we dream of, the life that we daydream about, the life that we want, we have to actively participate. And it's not a genie in a bottle.
Exactly what I tell you all the time. Love, peace, success, those are things you have to create. Ain't no motherfucking body coming to give you that. Ain't no, and those of you that think somebody doing something to you, you got to fix that. Because ain't nobody coming to undo something to you. You know what I mean? And ain't nobody did anything to you, bro. You made those choices. You made those decisions. Now you have to deal with those consequences. And deal with the consequences quick so it can be over with. Blaming people for the consequences is not it.
So when you say personally for you, because I want to bring it down to earth for the
Okay.
people, when you say do the work, that could be something different based on where, different people are in their lives.
Absolutely.
What was the work for you?
I mean, the work is always introspection. The work is always accountability. Finding out where, and also, like, in the process of therapy or in the process of like self-discovery of identifying, like, why do one of the great tools of being an actor is that we constantly have to ask the why, right? What's your motivation? You guys have heard that even in the secular world, not being actors. What's your motivation? So we're constantly seeking the motivation of our characters. Why did they say that? Why did they do that? Why did they not say? Why did they lie? Behaviorally. And so I have that practice as a way of making a living and being a storyteller. It's important that I turn that on myself, right? That I continue to do that. And there are things that I needed to uncover, particularly going back to your question after my marriage was over. There were things that I had to uncover and work on and kind of examine about what I was attracted to, what I was comfortable in, all of those things, and why. And I had to heal those things. And some of that stuff required excavation, but it's all.
Young ladies, that's a message. You don't hear her saying about nothing about a man. She ain't blame nothing on the man. She ain't even blame her ex-husband. She ain't blame her baby daddy. Ain't nothing. You don't hear her blaming anything, right? What you hear her saying more? I fixed. I had to fix. I had to fix. I had to fix. And that's the vibe. That's the energy we need y'all on, ladies. That's the energy we need y'all on, ladies.
There's always work to be done, unless we just want to kind of dull ourselves and numb ourselves.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I know Ryan made a really good point, because when I hear a lot of people, when they use the word like, I'm doing the work, I'm healing, I feel like when you ask somebody what it is, they should be able to give you some tangible answers.
Absolutely.
To what that'll look like.
Absolutely.
And typically,
And that's a fact. You ask a person, which I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Motherfuckers will be telling you to do that shit for 10 years. When are you gonna start? At some point, you gotta start. At some point, you gotta stop telling yourself some dumb shit, and you got to start moving your feet and doing some real shit. Because people will tell you this their whole life. I know some motherfuckers right now that have been telling me this shit since 2010. Women, that is. Oh, yeah, I know I'm crazy, but I'm working on it. Bitch, you been saying that shit since 2010. When you gonna work on it, yo? You will find all these other things that's priority before working on yourself. Like, sis, when you gonna work on yourself? But you done had 4, 5 babies, and have not worked on yourself yet. You know, these babies are gonna get older and realize you crazy, sis. You're batshit crazy. Like, you got to always be working on you, bro. If you not great, then you can't make nobody else great. You can't help nobody else. You can't raise no motherfucking kids.
You ask somebody, you'll get a lot of ramble.
or it's something related to investing in their business or doing something work related.
Right.
Yes.
That's typical.
Yeah. No,
because that's what the work is. The work is getting money.
Right.
Yeah.
The work is not dating, right? Some people think like because
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. That's not the work. See, I told y'all, this is that he sound like he's programmed to the ways of the world. In the ways of the world, the goal is looks and a bag. And that's not right. It's so much more to it. Where's the knowledge? Where do the knowledge come in at? Because you got everybody running around here with a look and a bag. And this is why I tell you guys, me, I'm one of those guys that I respect knowledge. I respect knowledge. I don't care about no motherfucking compliments. You can compliment me all day. You can try to tickle my chin. That shit ain't gonna work on me. I respect knowledge. If you want to get Mr. Goodbread attention, tell me some dope shit. That's some shit I ain't know. I don't give a fuck if we talking about aliens, but I respect knowledge. I know how valuable knowledge is, so that's what I respect. You know what I mean? And it got to be that way. It got to be about the knowledge. This look and this bag shit will not get you into the gates of heaven, bro. It will not have you with the results that I have. So I'm telling you now, fuck your bag and fuck your looks. You got to clean your Holy Spirit, which is your subconscious mind, which means you're going to have to take in some new information and filter out all that old shit that you done sucked in and processed. That's what it's about.
they're not dating anybody
That's work.
altogether, right? They're working on themselves because they've just pulled out of the game altogether, which that's a part of it, right? Like some aspect of a detox, but when you remove something, you got to put something else there.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's typically also missing.
And you mentioned
And that's where a lot of the MGTOW teachings go wrong, because they could teach you how to MGTOW, but then they have you MGTOWing over there off in La La Land, and you just standing over there, the ways of the world over here, you over there, and you just standing over there, biting your nails, digging in your toes and shit. Bro, you got to go to God. You got to go to God. That's why you MGTOW, bro. You MGTOWing to detach from the stupid shit that you've been taught, and you going to God to get the right, truthful information, because we suffer for the lack of knowledge. You got to learn before you earn anything.
developing your platonic relationships, which I do understand. I want to understand more about platonic relationships. Like, what do you mean by working on the platonic relationships? But you mentioned introspection, working on the platonic relationships, and what was the other things that you mentioned?
Probably something about cultivating joy.
Okay.
You know, and also excavating, like examining the things that have happened in your past, right? Including what is really necessary and kind of operating subconsciously in a lot of us, which is childhood stuff, right? To kind of unearth that stuff and look at it and heal and kind of restore if there's possible.
Now I know for a fact this girl watch our channel. Did y'all not hear what she said? Let me uncomplicate the common sense on that. She's talking about detaching and unhooking from that first relationship you had with your mama and your parents. I talk about it all of the time, guys. And you got to remember, this is a woman that's a child celebrity. So she has access. She has the ability to get to that quality knowledge. You know what I mean? It cost her a pretty penny. But remember, over here in the righteous sphere, we got this knowledge. The same knowledge that this celebrity has taken in and have turned and changed the laws of her minds with. We have that here for free. We have that here for free. All right? So when I tell you that we the truth with proof, I'm not lying to you. This lady is regurgitating every fucking lesson that we done taught for the past 6 months, bro. Ladies, get with the program, bro. Get with the program, Bree. The choice is yours. But I tell you one thing, ladies, it'll cost you more to hear the same thing twice. If your mother, your dad, stepdad ain't teach you anything, Mr. Goodbread gonna teach you that. It costs you more to hear the same thing twice. Remember that.
Abilities for restoration in terms of broken relationships within your family. I think all of those really do inform us as potential partners and definitely as parents. We have to kind of address those things of what we learned, what we absorbed, what we adopted as normal that may have been dysfunctional, and start to peel those things away.
Okay, so let's talk about platonic relationships.
Okay.
Because right now the rhetoric based on what's seen on social media is that men and women can't be platonic.
And you right. Stop working for YouTube. You absolutely right. And thank you for that comment, right? Because now I got to remind my ladies that's watching. Don't think that if you don't do the work that this is your destiny right here. You got to do the work to get her destiny. To get her outcome, you have to do the work. Don't you dare sit back and suck what she's saying in as inspiration, and then you think you're gonna manifest her result. Sis, cut that manifestation shit out. If you do not do the work, you is not getting no good results. This lady is rare. She is in her truth. She has done the work.
He's not racist.
Friends. The reason being is this is what stated that if a woman is platonic friends with a man, he's only waiting until he gets the opportunity to sleep with his woman.
I can't speak to the male psychology.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not
okay.
even gonna try.
Okay.
But I'll take Marlon as an example. So Marlon Wayans and I met on the set in 1995 on the set of The Wayans Brothers. At that time, I was cast to play Sean's girlfriend, one of his many, I'm sure, revolving door girlfriends or dates or whatever on the show. And I worked with Kim Wayans, Sean Wayans, and Marlon, and had a great time. Went back to New York. I was still living in New York at the time, and moved to California. The next time I worked with Marlon was on, I want to say, Dance Flick. Yeah, the next time I worked with Marlon was on Dance Flick. And Marlon, I believe, was a producer. Keenan was a producer, directed by Mike Titus. I worked with Sean again. I played Sean's love interest because, I was Kerry Washington. I was like a Kerry Washington S from Save the Last Dance. That was what my character was loosely based.
I remember Kerry Washington, and speaking of, you kind of do resemble Kerry, right? That's another little sexy little, god damn, yeah. I don't know about y'all little vanillas.
Based on in that movie. And so I worked with him again. And then I got married, had my son, and worked with Marlon on Haunted House. And it was the first time that Marlon and I were playing love interests. And my son was literally 6 weeks old when I started that movie. He was 6 weeks and 1 day old, and I had to have an emergency cesarean. So I was like delirious. I was pumping. I was doing my own stunts. I was working with Marlon, who is like, just ADHD on 1,000, and trying to keep up and trying to be funny. And I was postpartum with the weight, and all that kind of stuff. So
wow.
Yeah, if you look at that movie, seriously, if you look at like the poster, my boobs are they're just engorged because my son was a baby. And one day we're sitting in the trailer, and he asked me how I was doing, and I was having a hard day. I was sleep deprived, whatever. And he was like, one day you and I are going to work together. You're going to play my wife. And I said, oh my God. He's like, we're going to do a TV show together. And I was like, I would love that. That would be amazing. Like, yay. That was 2012. And when we did the Marlon show, it was 2016. And I booked that job 3 weeks after filing for divorce. And on the Marlon show, Marlon and I played newly divorced couple, co-parenting raising our 2 kids and trying to figure out what life looks like after divorce. It was the most kismet, the most incredible miracle for me. At that time, it was the most money I'd ever made doing a show with one of my favorite people on the planet. But I bring all this up to say that the first time we worked together was what? 1995. We ended up doing a series together, which was technically our fifth project together in 2016. And I have a new show, which I can talk about now that the strike is over. I have a new show that'll be coming out in 24, 25 for CBS with Damon Wayans. I'll be doing a show with Damon and Damon Jr. I say all this to say, had I not understood the importance of business relationships and being platonic, even with somebody who was single, attractive, somebody dope, somebody that I vibe with, I don't think that all of these blessings that I have had through that family would have happened.
Absolutely, sis. If you'd have went over there like one of these ratchet modern women without any coochie discipline, because that's what it come down to, without any coochie discipline, you'd have sabotaged your shit. Yo, they'd have been through you to the side of the road because you're easy. But salute to you, sister. Salute to you, sister, for being one of the rare Proverbs 31 women that we have, bro. So I get your point and on the platonic friendship shit.
But I had wisdom. And I know that Marlon is an amazing, amazing person, but he is not my partner. And I'm so grateful that I had that discernment and that I had that discipline to know he's dope. He's amazing. He's funny. He's fine. He's talented. He's all these things, but he is not my partner. And I would have forfeited so many incredible blessings had I slept with him.
And I respect any bitch that don't take niggas as a joke and want to use a nigga. Like any chick that don't see niggas as lollipops, I respect, bro. I respect, cause the average black sister would have did him. Would have did him how she did him, bro. Would have did him how a mother taught him to do him. Salute to you, sister.
I really don't think that Marlon would have been in Damon's ear like, I don't know why you casting. You need to hire Essence. Damon told me. Marlon has been telling him for months that he needed to see me for this role. He finally saw me, and in my screen test with Damon, he said, now I understand what my brother was talking about. You're dope. But that would have been a compromised advocacy if I had slept with him.
A fact, and that word, compromise. Y'all hear me use it a lot because there's way too many compromised males running around this space. Way too many niggas that are compromised their masculinity and manhood for some dry coochie, bro. For some beat up coochie. Bro, we have to have dick discipline. You cannot call yourself a alpha or sigma male if you don't have any dick discipline, bro. You're not. You gonna fuck around and get a Bianca bitch. And those of y'all that know, because if y'all been following me, y'all know we've been on Bianca neck. That's the bitch that got HIV. If you need a reminder of why you should have dick discipline, let her be the reminder, bro. Beautiful Latina mama. She got HIV though. She got the monster though.
Wow.
It's really important to have discipline and discernment. It's really important to weigh what is at stake, because once you have that, once you cross that line, it's very hard to walk that thing back.
Very.
If not impossible.
Right. And again, how much money, acclaim, opportunity I would have forfeited if I had been short-sighted. If I had just been like, well, you know, we're drunk, let's hook up. Like, no, you got that. And it's part of why there's so many things about, so many parameters that are talked about in the word about just being sober-minded. It's not, again, just about not drinking. It's about like thinking about things.
Exactly. Now she went back to the Bible, guys. That lets you know. You got to listen. This is why I say, don't be triggered, right? Heal yourself, guys, so that when a chick start talking 4 words through, you ain't ready to kill her. Because then you shoot yourself in the foot on gaining new information, new perspective. It's been a real long time, guys, since we was able to hear from a full functioning healed woman on this show. Every fucking video, it's a retard, bro. That shit start to program us. That shit start to program us. So, you know what I mean? Refrain from always trying to paint every bitch out as a dummy, bro. They're not all dummies, bro. You got to pour into you so you can get rid of that. A lot of us have a hurt, bitter, baked inside, inner, because these bitches did us how they did us, bro. We didn't know. We woke up, we came out our mama butt, and it's like we here, and the fucking society got the women against us. Nobody fought. It's nobody real fought. But guys, you can't remain a victim, bro. You can't remain a victim. You know what I mean? You cannot remain a victim, bro. You got to change you before anything around you change, bro. Understand that.
In the chess way, not in the checker way. You got to be intentional. Are you serious about your future? I'm serious about my future. I'm serious about what I want. I'm serious about the dreams that I have. And I don't want to do things that put myself in jeopardy of achieving those things. I believe in myself enough. I believe in myself enough.
I like that. I like that mindset. It's a sober mindset that you mentioned. Now, you got you personally operating with this level of discipline, right? And honor yourself and what you have to offer, right? But you know, in the dating marketplace, you got men that are interested. They see all of these other very successful, handsome, so and so men that you're around, and it could cause some level of insecurity or frustration, just generally, even though you know, Essence is operating
with integrity. Right.
There can still be.
Great question. Great question, bro. Great question. And this is what I mean when I tell you guys, right? Every man want a pretty woman, and when a woman like this, until it's time for a woman like this to go outside. It done got to the point where a lot of y'all ideologies is I want a housewife because I want to trap my girl in the house because I don't want no man to come and bro, that's not realistic, bro. Fuck wrong with you. That's not organic. Remember what we talked about? Organic. You got to let people be who the fuck they are so you know what the fuck you need to do. But trapping people, holding people hostage with that Kevin Samuels shit, that shit don't make no sense. Some niggas say, don't get married until you got $100,000 and bro, what difference is it? Why are you gonna wait till you get $100,000 to get got? That's dumb. I'd rather if I'm gonna get got and go with the ways of the world, I'd rather marry a bitch at $10,000 a year. Fuck, I'm gonna wait till I get $100,000. You see what I mean? And this is the shit that is spewed on these no coochie getting channels, bro. But the gatekeepers sit there and pump this stupid shit to you, and you guys go off into real life with this dumb shit. Then you get no results, and then you start to question the red pill in its entirety. No, it ain't the red pill in its entirety. It's the channels you go to and deem dope. Understand that, guys. It's a lot of corny, dumb nigga networks running around here, and they ain't teaching this shit right. Because they never give y'all a dose of a real woman, of a healed woman. So y'all never heal from healed women. So all you hear is dumb bitches. So you know what? You operate on dumb bitch time now. Everything you see is a dumb bitch.
Be some level of insecurity. So in a relationship, whether it's dating or somebody involved in a long-term intimate relationship, who's responsible for how that insecurity is addressed? Is it solely up to the man in the relationship to deal with it? Or are there things that maybe the woman can do to make her man feel a bit more comfortable?
Now, that it started out as a good question, but now it turned into a hell of a son question, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you, bro? You don't want to take no self-accountability for the flaws in you, sir? It's something wrong with you, nigga. It's something you need to check in you, my guy. Word. You need to get on your purpose, bro. You need to get on your purpose. Because if you on your purpose, some shit you don't even notice. Some shit go right over your head, bro. You don't worry yourself with certain shit when you on your purpose as a man. So yes, sir, it's on you. It's totally you are responsible for that, bro. She can help by not dressing like a hoe, by not driving unwanted attention to the relationship. But nigga, it's on you, bro. It's on you and your ability to leave that relationship if she choose the wrong door to walk through. It's on you. Always, guys. It's always on us, guys. Remember, God came to us. He ain't come to the bitch. He came to us.
Or about the situation?
I think it's both. I mean, isn't that partnership?
Mm.
What can
That was a safe answer. I respect her, yo. She didn't even want to make the beta males feel like they beta males, bro. So she gonna say both. I already know by the way she's been cutting it up that she done studied some psychological books, bro. Because this is why me and her mindset match what we teach over here. Because the fact is, you can feel how you want, but I read psychological books, bro. I read books about psychology. You feel me? I mastered in psychology. So this is why the terms and the figure of speeches all match. She probably never saw a video of mine, but I'm telling you where I get my facts and information from. And this is a celebrity woman who spend money to get to this information, who sat there with therapists taking her money with this type of information, the same information I give you guys for free on the daily. So please, guys, we can't super chat, we can't donate yet on this channel. Cash App is there, and at least you can do is hit the like button.
concerns you should concern me. What bothers you, I should at least attempt to minimize triggering that, right? Minimize activating that. But it's also your responsibility to tell me, to be honest about those things.
Thank you. I'm glad you ain't go soft on them. You went easy on them, but you ain't go soft on them. Thank you. I'm gonna play that back. I'm gonna play that back because this is key right here. I think this is key right here because I need you guys to stop running around here acting like a bitch. All right, dead ass, straight up and down. Stop acting like a bitch, bro.
No, Essence is operating
with integrity.
With integrity,
right?
There can still be some level of insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
So in a relationship, whether it's dating or somebody involved in a long-term intimate relationship,
Mm-hmm.
who's responsible for how that insecurity is addressed? Is it solely up to the man in the relationship to deal with it? Or are there things that maybe the woman can do to make her man feel a bit more comfortable about the situation?
I think it's both. I mean, isn't that partnership?
Mm.
What concerns you should concern me. What bothers you, I should at least attempt to minimize triggering that, right? Minimize activating that. But it's also your responsibility to tell me, to be honest about those things, not to mask them. To trust me enough. And then again, that's what I'm saying. It goes back and forth because I also have to create an environment where you feel safe enough to trust me with what's happening. I was activated here. I was around.
Exactly. That go back to Love Dorsey's monogamous video. When Love Dorsey told y'all stop giving your commitment to these women that don't know how to create that safe mental space for you to operate in, fellas. Remember that? So that's how I know this woman did the work. This woman went and got some professional assistance. She got a mentor. She did a one-on-one. She invested in herself. She figured out that she had a problem and she went and go changed it. It's nothing. It's no better feeling than recognizing you have a problem. Not for nobody else to tell you like, yo, bro, you should fix that. When you recognize you have a problem and you go fix that, that is the greatest feeling in the world, yo. Fixing you for you is the greatest feeling in the world.
I was around D Wade and all those ball players who have millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and I felt some type of way. And then I got to be like, then it's up to me to remind you that you're my choice. You were my choice yesterday. You're my choice today. And, we keep doing what we're doing. You'll be my choice forever. So it's a partnership. It works in tandem, and then you also have the responsibility of, like, again, doing the work to examine yourself, to say, like, where is this coming from? Is this coming from a place because, I'm frustrated about work and I've been wanting to start my own business and I've been fearful? Like, you got to keep digging. You got to keep digging too, to figure out, like, have I not done the thing that I keep hearing, that the Holy Spirit keeps telling me, start that podcast or take that.
Did she say the Holy Spirit? Now I'm convinced. Miss Atkins, you better super chat me next time we go live. You've been over here. You've been in the righteous sphere. Yes, you have, man.
Real estate course and get your license or whatever. Is that part of the reason that this is being activated in me? Is because I feel stuck and I haven't taken the risk, or I haven't followed through and taken the leap of faith to pursue my dream and what it is I want to do. So now I'm jealous of the people who have. Because it's more than just, oftentimes what's operating requires digging deeper and continuing to ask those questions. But it is absolutely incumbent upon me to create and keep creating an environment where he feels safe, or your partner feels safe, to reveal those things to you and to listen with empathy and compassion and grace.
I like that you said that. And the reason I asked that is because women now, they're getting the bag. They are heavily invested into businesses where they do have the opportunity to meet other men, just have generally other options. And even when it comes to social media, you will have men to express, hey, I don't prefer my woman. I think Tyshawn, actually, I'm not sure if that was on or off camera. I'm not, they prefer their women to not be in the limelight, so to speak, to have less of a following. And not every.
All right. So for those of you fellas that feel that way, right? And I'm not knocking you. You could feel that way, bro. But what is your plan on having that woman enact on her natural ability to go get it? Because even the Proverbs woman did her own job. She worked. The Proverbs woman went out in the morning and did her thing for the neighborhood and for her family. You know what I mean? So what is your plan? Like, what is your plan? Are you off a company policy? Because that's another thing. You can't be a company policy nigga trying to tell your girl she got to be a housewife. If you not a creator, a business owner yourself, bro, then what the fuck job do you have for your female? What is your female help meeting? How, you know what I mean? Your female is your help meet. If you not building nothing, if you not creating nothing, then what the fuck is she helping? You got to understand, guys. You got to play the game right too. You got to play the game right too. On the low, a lot of y'all, right? Just cause I know the information about relationships and dating, just cause I got some inside information, right? And then I know y'all, and I know what y'all want to do. I have a sense of y'all. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all should just date. A lot of y'all should just date. And y'all don't date because the ways of the world and society got this whole stupid shit on dating, bro. But a lot of y'all need to just date. A lot of y'all, when I say y'all need to just date, what I'm talking about is a lot of y'all just need to be okay with letting a girl do whatever she want to do. And when y'all spending time with each other, y'all spend time with each other. And then you get back to working on covering your basics. Don't worry about what she doing, who she talking to, none of that. When you with her, y'all on a date, y'all dating, you chilling, you enjoying time. When you're split, you back to covering your basics. That's dating. You know what I mean? Dating is not a commitment that say you get to be in my fucking business or I get to be in your business. That is not dating. You know what I mean? So if you was programmed wrong, Just admit you was programmed wrong, and let's start doing things the right way. You know what I mean? All dating is an agreement that I find you attractive enough to style and profile with in these streets, and you find me attractive enough to style and profile in these streets. That's all dating is, you know what I mean? I had to explain that to my children, my daughters. You know what I mean? They're dating now. I had to explain that. Men are not acting weird. But in this society, you don't get to control other people. All you can control is yourself. That's how you control other people, by controlling yourself. So if another person is doing something that don't align with what you like or with what your core beliefs is, then you remove yourself. That's how you control them, because they no longer can do what it is that they are doing that you don't like. Bingo. But y'all not taught like that. Y'all taught to try to control another person, and then if you can't control them, you paint them out to be the asshole or the deadbeat or this or that, and that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't even right.
Everybody's in entertainment, right? But
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
if you got, 100,000 followers, that or 10,000, that
Mhm.
might be too much for a
Yeah.
man. And I hear women, are frustrated by this. They're like, hey, just because I'm doing XYZ and I'm amongst these very qualified men from the outside, because we don't really know what they got going
Right.
on, right? But from the outside perspective, these very qualified men, it doesn't mean that I still can't operate with integrity. And when I hear that, I usually think, well, and they upset with the men, like these men are just insecure. And I think, well, okay, it's possible the men might be insecure about it,
That's
but it's
possible.
two sides to
Absolutely.
the
You
story.
gotta here's the thing. We know you have to continue to look at the fruit. Like, how much of their life are they publicizing? How much of their life are, because that is definitely a potential threat, right?
Right.
It's like, do they put everything out there? When they're upset, are they like putting all these quotes and like, he ain't, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
do they have a spirit that even in frustration or anger or whatever, that where they can moderate themselves? Because you can tell those things. Also, like, are they following a bunch of buff, strappy? Like, I can tell a lot about a person based on who they follow.
Bingo.
I can tell a lot about you based on who you are following.
Bingo. If I was to get a chance to get a hand, if I was to ask y'all niggas screenshot me your channel list, the list of channels that you follow, I could already know the type of person you is, bro. You know what I mean? I would be able to, and this is why I be knowing people better than they know they self, and better than the people they chill that spend the most of the time they spend the most of their time with. Because nowadays people that spend the most of the time with them, they being fake with each other. So the people they spend their most time with don't know them. But when they jump on my post because I triggered them, and they share a piece of their character and a piece of their subconscious mind, I know them better than the people that they fake for. And they don't be understanding that. You don't know me. You don't know how I was raised. You a lie. You a lie. Because I know what trigger you. I know what you jump at. That's in your psyche. You can't hide that. You can't filter that. You can't block that. You show that. Gotcha.
I look at that before I get intimidated by how many followers you have. I'm looking at, what are you looking at?
What do you consume?
Mhm.
What have you decided you want to continually see in your feed? Because if it's a bunch of big booty Instagram chicks, then I'm probably not your girl. I'm probably not your girl.
And also how you choose to present yourself. Now I want to ask you this too.
Yes.
Because as a woman who is, first of all, before the show even started, I love you. It was like, my goal is to be married.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? You want a husband.
Yeah.
So there's like a certain presentation to
And that's key, guys. I want you to know that that's all women fantasy, bro. That's just female nature fantasy. That don't determine modern or traditional. The fact that a chick want to be married and want to pressure a nigga into marrying her, that don't determine if she modern or traditional, bro. All women, and honestly, leaning on the traditional side, the traditional women be wanting to follow that fairy tale more than the modern woman, honestly. Modern women want to sell coochie. They ain't got no time to be tied down.
To that, especially as a woman of faith.
Mm-hmm.
This is what men say they want.
Right.
I
Wait,
mean,
why
why-
you
why-
laughing at
why-
that? Why are you laughing at that?
Because that's part of, again, that sober mindset, is that I get to see the incongruence in a lot of people.
Hold
Because
on.
they-
Wait. What is that? You try to see, pretty much that's some good nights for saying BS.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. That was a great word of saying BS right there.
Right.
That's
Well,
pretty much what she just pulled out.
and you know, it could be incongruent, but this is what men say they want.
Mm-hmm. This was years ago, but I was on a date with someone that I had been on a few dates with, and I hadn't seen them in a while, and they asked me to have brunch, and so I said okay, and I met them at this beautiful location in Malibu, and we're sitting at brunch, and he's like, so what you been up to? And we're catching up or whatever. And he goes into this whole thing about missing me, right? I've been missing you, whatever. And I'm like, well, I've been here. Like, which a lot of people say is a very kind of like passive aggressive way, or like a shirking responsibility, not really the most transparent approach, right? But I've been missing you. And I said, well, I've been here. I said, but I think, and I said this to him because this is how I talk. I said, I think that you have to make a decision, because you say you want. I said, but what I see you pursuing is something else. And what I can tell you is that it's not a judgment of you. I just think you need to reconcile what the truth is, because he had parents who'd been married for a long time, and that's what he was espousing, right? I want what my parents.
And this is what I tell you guys, bro. It don't be always the single mama sons. It don't always be the single mama sons. It be them dudes that be having the two parents in the household, but they don't got the information because the parents ain't teach them relationship information that's useful for 2024. So it don't always be them single mom kids, bro. It don't always be them. So we could get rid of that bullshit. You know what I mean? We can get rid of that bullshit. You know what I mean? A hell of a son could come with two parents, not just a single mama. You know what I mean? Because any nigga that's still pushing this marriage shit in 2024, after seeing what we know, any nigga that's willing to sign his name on a contract that want to pay him $100 for his talent, that's a crazy motherfucker, boy. That's a crazy weird nigga, bro.
Parents got and da-da-da-da. I'm like, but what you're chasing and what you're positioning yourself for is something else. So I don't think that you'll ever be happy or satisfied until you reconcile within yourself what the truth of what it is you want is. I said, because what I can tell you is that as much as I appreciate the success that you've amassed, because he was successful, and, I said, and I appreciate what you've done, and it's admirable. You are self-made and you have done incredible things on your journey. I said, but there's no amount of dinners that you will ever buy for me that will get my panties off. So you really need to figure out what it is that you think you have to offer.
Now that gonna trigger a lot of you fake players. You know what I mean? Or real players. It's gonna trigger a lot of men because y'all not used to a female telling you the truth. Remember, we not used to this organic fruit. We not used to this organic food right now. We not used to this. We used to this unorganic shit. So this organic shit it's gonna fuck us up. It's gonna be bitter. It's gonna taste nasty. It's gonna be all that the first time we hear it. You know what I mean? But it's a fact, bro. It's a fact, bro. You got to know you better than anybody know you. And all she's saying right now is that a lot of you niggas go into these relationships and you let the female figure your patterns out before you even know your patterns, before you know your behavioral patterns, before you know how you react to shit, the bitch know how you react to shit. The bitch done sent so many mixed signals and you done jumped to them and showed her your hand. And it's not like you playing a secret thing. You just got to be on your purpose and telling the truth. If you could do that, then you could bypass all the shit we talking about today. Just by being on your purpose and telling the truth. But for a lot of you, you play the let's pretend game. And when you play in the let's pretend game, you don't understand how you're setting patterns that's easily read. It's like playing against a defense that know your plays, bro. You call a running play, they packing the line, they stacking the line. You call a passing play, they going man coverage and blitzing you and shit. Bro, for one, you got to be on your purpose and you got to know your patterns before she know your patterns. So you know what you capable of. You know your limits. You know what you good at. You know what you not good at. So you never looking like a fool. And in the process, you learn where you want to go. When you know as a man where you want to go, then and only then can you lead a female, bro. If you don't know where you want to go, ain't no way in the world you gonna lead the right female, bro. You're not gonna be able to lead a Proverbs 31 female if you don't learn yourself and don't learn where you want to go.
And what it is that you think I value, because it's never going to happen without real investment. And that's not what you do. And I get that that's satisfactory for some others, but it's not enough for me. And that was the last time we had brunch.
And you said that's not what he does. So so typically you find that this is the kind of brother that doesn't really invest much, takes you on a nice date, probably hit you with some smooth words, and tries to advance the sex. Essentially is what it is. I mean, quintessential player here.
Yeah.
So
but
sells
no.
sells the dream of marriage.
Right. But you have to like, it's really, and I'm not about judging someone, but I think it is about a level of honesty. Like, you really do have to tell more with yourself. Like, what is it that you really want? I said, because I get you have options. You're handsome, you're successful, you will have options forever. So it really is in your hands, your fate. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's why I was like, I've been here. So you can tell me I'm great all you want, but you're not pursuing me, and I know why. Because I require too much. And that's all right. I'm okay with that.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean what do you require?
I require discipline and intention. And I require
Whoa! I ain't never, ever, ever heard a bitch say she required discipline. So that means ain't no frivolous spending. You already know she got coochie discipline. She already proved that. Because the average black woman would have jumped all over the Wayans brothers' dick right there. She'd have jumped all over the nigga. So we know she got coochie discipline. But wow, I got to play that back, bro. We are truly listening to some different shit right now, guys. Hit that like button, guys.
what it is that you think you have to offer.
Yo,
and what it
and
is
hold
that
on.
you think.
You know what? And this is so dope because, you know what I mean? Normally, we go love Dorsey, right? And I give you niggas all types of excuses to avoid her message. But she got the same message as love, Dorsey, but she's still in her feminine form. I'ma say that. She in her feminine form. So I gave you niggas no excuse tonight, yo. No excuse to listen and hear something from a woman that ain't trying to trick you, ain't trying to get over on you. The not so normal, not what you used to. You know what I mean? So you got no reason to run tonight. You know what I mean? She ain't got no tattoos. You know what I mean? Granted, she's saying all the things that Love Dorsey and myself teach over here. Let's get it.
I value, because it's never going to happen without real investment. And that's not what you do. And I get that that's satisfactory for some others, but it's not enough for me. And that was the last time we had brunch.
And you said that's not what he does. So so typically you find that this is the kind of brother that doesn't really invest much, takes you on a nice date, probably hits you with some smooth words, and tries to advance the sex. Essentially is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quintessential player here.
Yeah.
So sells
See,
the dream of marriage.
Right. But you have to like, it's really, and I'm not about judging someone, but I think it is about a level of honesty. Like, you really do have to tell more with yourself. Like, what is it that you really want? I said, because I get you have options. You're handsome, you're successful, you will have options forever. So it really is in your hands, your fate. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's why I was like, I've been here. So you can tell me I'm great all you want, but you're not pursuing me, and I know why. Because I require too much. And that's all right. I'm okay with that.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean what do you require?
I require discipline and intention. And I require a level of like investment in terms of time. And you know what? It's like, you can say, oh, I took her to this restaurant, I took her to that restaurant. And I'd be like, well, what's my favorite color?
I hate that question.
Oh, man, yo, I'm in love. Yeah, these niggas right here, they look at him, he looking at, he like, if only I could. So you can, yo, if you change the laws of your mind, you could get you one, bro. You could get you one that think just like her, bro. How sweet it is. And she 50 and still kept her look. She's 51, y'all. One child, guys. If I would have just came on here and told y'all about her, and you wouldn't have believed me. I wouldn't have believed me.
I get what you're saying. It's not really, or actually,
and
it is.
I'm interrupting just for a moment too, because going back to your earlier point, I can do it myself. I can pay for whatever restaurant I want to go to myself.
Yeah.
I have a nice car. I have a nice house. I have friends. I have a successful career. So I am emancipated to a certain extent, because those things don't entice me.
Exactly. This is why I tell you guys, please stop leading with your wallet. Your money, your materialistic things do not define you, bro. If a person got to like you for your materialistic things, then guess what? They don't really like you, bro. At all. They don't like you at all. You know what I mean?
So it kind of is a, what do you bring to the table that's not material? That is something that's compelling.
Yo,
you find out brothers are having.
Yo, I'm with you right now, bro. Yo, salute to my guy TBK, Toxic Ring Scandals, for bringing this content to me. Yo, bro, I don't know where you found this woman at, bro, because I really wasn't a TV fool like that. So I remember her, but I didn't watch her. But yo, this is rare. This is rare air right here. Bro, I'm with you, my guy. I almost fell the fuck out, bro. We need a couple of her. We need a couple of her. Man. God damn, yo. Hold on, man. Would you please? We urges, man.
Will you please stop balling up and falling up and so we can't even figure out what it is? It's going to be $1 just laid out in there. It's all right. It won't hurt our face. We had to go to Family Dollar and buy iron. To iron out all the dollars, because we can't even tell what they are. I work in the trustee ministry, and we're trying to go to Golden Corral too. By the time we iron out all the dollars, everything is closed. And we don't even cook on Sunday no more. So just lay it in the plate. It's still going to be $1. Amen? Come on, y'all. Let's just get along. Come on. Help us out. Because we ushers. Amen? We're here to serve you. And
having a hard time bringing those immaterial characteristics that you are looking for to the
absent
table?
of the things that we focus on. I mean, we live in the United States of America. It's a capitalistic place. So, we are sold this dream of what it is to have success. And, for someone like me, I met Matthew Perry right after he had done the pilot for Friends, before it had aired. And we had a conversation because I had just done a pilot for something, and we were talking, and he was all excited because Jimmy Burrows had directed Friends. And if you know anything about comedy, then you know that James Burrows is like the creme de la creme of directors. He had directed Cheers and all of these amazing shows, he put the stamp on. And so Matt was very excited about Jimmy Burrows having directed the pilot for Friends, right? And he had no idea the success that was coming. And then it happened. And when you see someone achieve that kind of success, literally the #1 show in the world, dating some of the biggest movie stars on the planet, becoming 100 millionaire, and then they become an addict, you recognize that those material things are not success. They're not. They make things easier, but they can also make your demise easier.
Man, bro, this is just truly biblical, bro. A female that can understand that concept is truly a keeper, guys. Truly a keeper, guys.
And so I am very fortunate to have had a close periphery view of a friend of mine whose life fell apart post getting everything they ever wanted. So I know I'm grateful for the wisdom. I'm grateful for the perspective of knowing that ain't it, son. There's more to it than that.
Y'all heard the New York accent come out? Salute to the Queens girl. Queens stand up, guys. Queens stand up. CeeLo, you heard the New York in her, CeeLo? She said, son. She said, that ain't it, son. Salute to the sister, man.
So when you know that, I that's what I mean by I demand more. I demand you to have a better sense of self than your black card and your Ferrari. You got to have a better sense of self. Because what if, God forbid, what if Kevin Hart didn't walk away from that accident and was stuck in a wheelchair? Thank God that's not what happened.
Right.
But what if? What happens then? So you got to have more. You got to have more internally. You got to value yourself from a different place than just your prowess and, again, your credit cards and your status and your awards. And
that's a fact, guys. Y'all be running around here, fellas, and y'all be acting like life ain't the most important thing. Y'all be acting like life ain't the most important thing. Let me ask y'all something, guys, right? And keep it real with me, guys. Y'all know this the righteous fear. Nobody gonna judge you for being you. We want organic niggas, man. We don't care about that fake shit. You ain't got to impress me. Because I'm not competition. Remember, I'm not nobody competition, so you ain't got to prove shit to me. Let's keep it real, guys. If I was to tell you, I'll give you the girl of your dreams. The girl of your dreams for one night. You can have the girl of your dreams for one night, but you won't wake back up. You know what I mean? Would you take that deal? Think about it. You can have the girl of your dreams, bro, for one night. 24 hours. Fuck it. Fuck one night. 24 hours. You got a girl of your dreams for 24 hours. But in the night, when you go to sleep, you ain't waking back up, bro. You see how important life is, guys? Because ain't none of you niggas gonna take that bet. And if you do, you's a dummy, son. But that just go to show you how important life is, fellas. And how unimportant coochie is when it come to life, bro. always want to live, bro. Never put coochie on your pedestal, guys. Women don't even respect the ones that's what she's talking about right now. You gotta have more to yourself than just wanting to screw her. Just wanting to screw her or just wanting to convince the woman of your dreams that it's all about her is not enough. You got to be pouring into you. Women love men that pour into them. They like the guys that like them, but they love the men that love themselves, bro. And that never been a lie, bro.
And all that stuff. Like, it's doing the work. Are you doing the work to cultivate peace regardless of circumstance? Because when you walk down the street and you are aware, I saw somebody the other day. I was driving on Ventura Boulevard in California, and I saw a person literally face down at the curb of the sidewalk, knocked out. I don't know if they were passed out. I don't know if they were drugged out. And I see that and I go, there, but by the grace of God, go I. When you look at people, when you walk around the earth and you really look at people in their most downtrodden, in their most broken place, and you know that that could be you under different circumstances, it shifts you. And it shifts you towards gratitude, and it shifts you towards being present, and it shifts you towards avoiding judgment, and it shifts you towards believing that it'll never happen to me. I just don't buy that.
So before the show, I mentioned about I assume men were just beating your door down. That's what I assume.
Just beat my door down.
Now,
by the way, can we also go into Essence? Can we tell the people your age?
Yeah, of course.
Okay? Was it 51?
51. I'll be 52.
Which blew us
February
away.
7th.
It's 51
Crazy.
I was years old.
I mean, mathematically, it makes sense because I grew up on Smart Guy, right?
97.
But I don't know. In my mind, I still was like,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, right.
Crazy. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
Incredible.
Go ahead.
No, so before that was my assumption.
Mhm.
You coming in as a woman of faith, you're beautiful, you got this career, you talk about investing into your femininity, you talking about wanting to be in a long-term relationship. I'm like, man, it has to be men beating your door down. But now, though,
Yeah.
after this past 2-3 minutes, I understand why men are not doing that. Because it is
Absolutely. Because it's only 20% of men that can really fuck with her. The other 80% of men, they don't like her. She boring. She not a hoe. The other 80% of men like hoes. They need bitches that they could beat in the head. And that's on them. That don't got shit to do with the female. That's something in them that they need to fix. You know what I mean? They mama put it in them, and they need to get it out of them. But that's why men ain't beating down the door. Because she have an aura that read, you got to do some work, nigga. You got to do some mental work, nigga. It ain't even got shit to do with your money. You know what I mean? Got shit to do with how you look. You know what I mean? We get it. Your mom's taught you nothing but how to clean her house and dress nice. But when you get with women like this that did the work, it's going to take more than looks and a bag. That go for niggas too.
a lot because the average man is not willing to do all of that because you would literally have to be a better person.
Even the above average man.
Even the above average man. And I think that's why many of us men have an aversion to commitment, not because the sex thing, I can't sleep with
one woman.
One woman. I don't think that's it. It's the reality that you have to be better. You have to be more responsible. You have to be more disciplined. And you're going to have somebody right next to you, staying down, holding you accountable. That's a very scary thing for men because it literally means for most men, you probably have to change everything about you. And I think that is the reason why most men are like, I don't know about marriage.
Right.
What it really is not, I don't know about marriage is, I don't know if I'm willing to commit to being better. But I want to know what your opinion is. Why do you think men are apprehensive about long-term relationships?
Um, one of the things that I know is operating is, I believe that things happen in the spirit first. And one of the things that I think is happening is just the unchecked lust. I do believe that that is definitely playing a part of things. It's like the way that the culture and that sex and sexuality is so at the forefront, right? It is creating a numbing of the sacredness and the specialness of sex. I think pornography plays a part in that. I think just the dulling down of like what intimacy and the special sacredness of intimacy is. And I say all this to say, I'm not a person who's like, like I believe my body is valuable and special, but I'm not going to be that person who's like, oh, once you get with me, it's like you're never gonna like. I just think that that's if you have no experience, then maybe if you have moderate experience, I don't know, but it's not an arrogance thing that would make me say that. It is about intimacy is meant to be something that we treasure and that we value. And I think that because
Facts. Intimacy is the marriage. Intimacy is where y'all merge. That's the marriage. So you know what I mean? It got to be about each other. Y'all got to pour into each other. Y'all got to love each other. Y'all got to break all other relationships off and be about each other. That's all. That's all he asks. He all that other shit that niggas be running around here doing, that shit bullshit.
there's so much imaging, there's just a cacophony coming at us at all. I mean, in commercials and all these ways that we access bodies, that everyone has become just a body. Like I'm not seeing Sandra Nelson's daughter, Jeffrey Atkins' daughter. She's been through X, Y, and Z. She comes from here. She grew up here. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing a body. And as long as we are not valuing and really seeing each other and taking the time to invest in each one's story in the way that you guys do with each other's friendships, then I think that that's a big barrier in terms of like being able to commit to someone. Because if it's one of the reasons in hostage negotiations. I don't know if you've ever seen movies where they're always like, make sure that you say their name when the parent pleads for the child's returns, say their name, because the hostage negotiator says once the child becomes a person, it's harder to harm the child. Once you become a person to me, it's harder for me to harm you. But if you're just a body, I can act with impunity. I can act with cruelty, with violence, and just disregard you. But once I'm invested in your story, it's harder to do that. And I think that that's a big part of the problem.
So
A lustful culture.
yes, I can imagine it's a bunch of women listening to this right now. Like, sis, preach. That's what they saying. That's what they saying.
Right.
But these same women, I think, would have been sitting across and on that same brunch date you went on with that eligible bachelor.
Yes.
They would have been sitting across from him.
Hopped in the passenger seat of that Ferrari.
Exactly. Exactly.
Where we going next?
Right. And see, that's my question. That's my concern is that, what do you say to the woman who is like, hey, I want to be this person, this woman of integrity, and be disciplined and hold myself together, even in front of the most illustrious bachelor on the planet that's lusting after me or wants me, but I just can't do it. Or every time I fall victim to this man or the next man, what do you say to that woman? Like,
Salute and welcome back to class. The San Diego's own Tamika. What's going on, Tamika? How is that West Coast treating you, girl?
how do you get that woman straightened out, so to speak, so she can now actually stick with it, so she can be Essence, so to speak, and operate with this integrity,
Discipline.
and discipline.
So it's a few things. but I'm going to narrow it down to the cross, right? The cross goes this way and the cross goes this way. So it's about everyone, but you asked me about women. It's about what is your, again, identity? Where is your identity coming from? Is it coming from what this man across from you, this eligible bachelor, thinks? Or is your identity coming from the Lord God who made you? Is your identity coming from believing in yourself and your worth and your value enough to stand?
Damn, she went deep. She went deep on that one right there, bro. It's really real, guys. It's really real. She going biblical. You know, I bust out the biblical. So while we at the biblical, let's get into it with the topic for tonight, guys. You know what I mean? Proverbs 31:10. An excellent wife who can find, she is far more precious than jewels. You guys agree with me or not? Like, I think I speak for all of the righteous brothers and the dudes with some sense. This one would be one of those women right here. And because we're able to not have to operate on negative energy, we can take her positive vibe and we can absorb it. And we know this is a positive woman right here. So if this woman was in our vicinity, we'd be able to pick up these frequencies. Because why? We done cleared our subconscious mind, which is our holy system, our holy system, Holy Spirit. We ain't walking around here like fucking bitter demons and shit. You know what I mean? So we are able to pick her up. And we know that women speaking like this, talking like this, is way more precious than jewels, guys. Proverbs. We in the Proverbs section. Proverbs 19:14, guys. House and wealth are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord, guys. Prudent, guys. I want y'all to do the work. I want y'all to do some research and look up the word prudent when you get a chance. You know what I mean? That lets you know. And that'll show you how funny our God has a sense of humor, right? Because He's going to ask you a question like, who can find, right? But then He'll tell you, you can go looking all you want. Remember, looking and waiting. Remember in the beginning of this live stream when she broke down the difference between looking for a man and waiting for a man? And I told you guys it's in God's hands. That's how funny our God is. We got a very he got a great sense of humor. Look at that, guys. He tell you who can find. He asks you a question like if he really wants you to run out there and go looking for this woman when you got to look within yourself so that he can give you this great wife of his, the prudent wife. You see how that worked, guys? The truth for proof, baby. Hit that like button. And last but not least for tonight, guys, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? And don't get it twisted. Don't manipulate this man's words. God is not a prejudice. He's not racist. He's not on black people's side. Because God don't pick no sides. God pick what's right. We all children of God, right? So when he say light with darkness, he's talking about evil and good. The gender war, baby. Which one of you niggas is working with the devil? Because it's clips for y'all. That's what he talking about. He ain't talking about no white, Asian, black, Puerto Rican. He ain't talking about no nationality. No race. All right, proceed, sis. Do your thing.
To stand and go, the things that I want in this life don't have to come through another person. They can come through me, but it's going to require me making decisions, and it's going to require me having discipline to make those things happen. But I can actually accomplish what it is I see myself as having without having to go through this man. So there's that. But it's also about community, the cross going this way. Who is around you? Who are you putting yourself in the room with? Who are you spending time with? Who are you calling when things don't work out the way that they should, or the way that you thought they would, or that you wanted them to and they don't? who is feeding into your soul and your spirit when those things happen, because that's another critical aspect of our identity and being able to stand, is who is feeding us and who is speaking to us and what are they saying, and are they affirming us in a way of like, girl, you don't need him, just go ahead and go out there and get the next, or are they saying, well, what were you attracted to him, and how, when he said he was going to call you and then he did he ever explain why he didn't call you? Like, that just shows a lack of integrity. His yes isn't his yes and his no and his no. Like, biblically, if I say I'm going to meet you, if I don't meet you, there should be a legitimate reason why I don't. And I need to explain that, just because I want to be held accountable and I want you to trust me. So if my word is not bond, then you can't trust me. So if I don't have an explanation for you, it's not about you being grown. It's about you caring about someone else's feelings and their time. So it's those kinds of things that the people around you need to be speaking from, not a F him, men ain't this, and you know what I mean? Because I don't believe that. There's 8 billion people on the planet. You tell me all men ain't? No. It's really about perspective. And so it's a perspective thing in terms of who God says you are, but it's also a perspective thing in terms of the community around you. And
And guys, I want you to understand, when a female is talking and reading from a script, from when a female organically knows what she's talking about. Because you got to remember, there's some slick bitches running around here, and they know exactly how to say it. They just don't know what to say. So you got to differentiate the difference in these women, guys. But you can clearly see this is all organic, bro. This woman invested in herself, bro. She went and took the time to get rid of all that childhood trauma, bro. It's the picture right here, guys. She got rid of that, bro. She no longer is using that as an excuse to be dumb and make poor decisions, guys, and choices. You know what I mean? She faced the consequences of the little girl, of the information she had as a little girl, bringing it into her adult age. She faced all of this, the consequences from the decisions of that transformation, to where now she repented and now she free. She ain't running around here with guilt. And I mean, God can't bless you if you run around here with guilt. You know that, right, sis? So God can be good to you all you think. But if you run around here with guilt, with shit all in your cat box, he can't bless you, sis. For those of you that's new over here, the cat box is the cat box. It's the black community where we have a lot of women running around here taking shits all over the black community, and then they use the men and the children to dig it up and cover it for them. And it's stinking. It's nasty.
advice that they're giving and how they're speaking to you. Because when we're winning, we're winning. Mm-hmm. But when life happens, because life be lifing, who is talking to you and what are they saying and where are they leading you? What are they trying to get you to go back to or move on to or move up to? And that's an important thing to and that you do have within your control. Once you're out of your parents' house, you can decide who you're going to spend time with and how you're going to spend your time.
Exactly. Environment is number one. You are the sum. Remember when I tell you that? You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. You know what I mean? If they trash, you trash. Because whatever you take in, you know what I mean? Whatever you take in, that's what you eat. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about what you put in your mouth. I'm talking about what you put in your brain.
And that really is the onus is on you then.
I like that. I like that because I think, women as well as men, you get these people who can really challenge your defenses. Mm. And I think the reason probably why that man continued to go on brunch with you is because he probably met a Essence before you, except for that Essence. she went on the 4th date. the other Essence, she went on the 10th brunch. Right. So he's continuing to try and try again until finally he's just like, so men will hear what a woman is doing and how she operates and will still challenge that woman.
Yeah,
and try
of course.
to persuade that woman.
Listen, you guys are hunters, right?
Yes.
It's part of the biology of how you're wired. So, but again, it's about, we talked about incongruence, right? If I tell you that what I'm looking for is a husband, what I want is a husband, then I have to position myself and move accordingly. You know what I mean? And so when I do that, I'm showing you, I'm not just telling you, but I'm showing you that I mean it. And so either you're in alignment with that. Amos 3:3 says, how can two walk together unless they agree? We're not going to walk together unless you agree, because this is the walk that I'm on. So you're either going to meet me there and we'll walk together towards this goal, or you can go whichever way you want to go. No judgment. You're moving in another direction. You have another destination. It's okay.
And see, that's the thing. Ladies got to understand that, like, men will test and they'll push against and really test the strength
of your resolve,
of your discipline,
of course,
and your resolve in that area. Just how you guys test us in other ways as well. But you got to make sure that.
But that's also very telling.
Through.
I was actually close to getting married again. I was in a relationship with someone. It was very serious, but part of how I knew he wasn't ultimately the person I should be with is because I told him, this is getting very difficult for me, meaning abstaining, because I'm on an abstinence journey. I said, this is getting very difficult for me. I need your help. And there were so many reasons that I was really honest with him about for why I wanted to do it this way and what the goal was. And he was on board. But then we got to this place and I was like, this is getting very difficult for me because, and I said to him, I said this, I know what you look like. I know what your DMs look like. I'm sure if you wanted ass, bleep me out if you need to. If you wanted ass, you could get it. And it's very difficult for me to keep feeling like I'm rejecting you because I don't want you to feel rejected. So I need you to come up so that you are actually shepherding us in this thing. Because at this point, you've said you want to do this with me. So I need you to step up and lead this thing and not have me pull you and keep having to tell you no, because it's making my resolve. And the fact that he wasn't able to do that said to me, he ain't my husband.
Wow.
So
we had a lady struggling with that.
When we had a conversation, we had a couple of people call in on the episode that was asking about that. What should you do in that situation where the woman or the man expresses that they want to abstain, but the partner continues to
try to have sex,
right? And how you should operate in that.
So does that mean that alone, was that the only point of concern?
No, there were other ways where I saw that
the imbalance. Like y'all wasn't on the same page.
Yeah, there were other things that happened that his word wasn't in alignment with his behavior.
Got it.
And I was like, "Ooh, no, that."
So guys, this is a woman with value right here. She pretty much don't want to come out there and slander her man or her ex and say what it is, but clearly, guys, he cheated. And that's the ground rules for divorce. Sexual immorality is ground rules for divorce. You know what I mean? But she has integrity and she understands it's not about painting him out as an asshole, because she's going to get nothing for being a victim. She gets nothing for just slandering his name and painting herself as a victim. You don't get any victim awards, guys. So she immediately went into self-improvement, personal growth mode, figuring out what was it in her. And that's what you ladies got to do now. Don't wait till you 51 years old, ladies. A lot of y'all not going to be able to reserve your look like this woman did. Remember, guys, she's a child star. She got a glam squad. She got some bread. You ladies might want to get right with God now.
And listen, I'm not a perfect person. It's not that I don't mess up, but I move with an intention and I move with a consistency that the shirt. I move with a consistency that people know, you know, and I have a reputation, and that reputation is of being this person. People, if you were to people who meet me or talk, like, that's part of the beauty of, even in my career, right? And I've said this, I'm very proud of a lot of the work that I've done. I brought up the Wayans family, but a lot of the work that I've done over the years, Yvette Lee Bowser, has been repeat business. It's not because I'm the most talented actor there is. There's plenty of incredibly talented, beautiful Black women that people could hire. But what I can tell you is that part of the reason that I get the job over some of them is because people want to be with me at 2:00 in the morning, because they know I'm going to show up, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to rally, I'm not going to complain, I'm going to be a collaborator, and I'm going to be respectful. And that makes a difference when you want to write a check. Because you have long days, you have difficult days, you have, oh my gosh, we're losing the sun. Is this person going to be prepared? Is this person going to be on time? Is this person going to be difficult? And when that is not the narrative around your name, that can make the difference between you getting a job and not getting a job.
Facts, because that peace of mind is worth every penny.
Every single penny.
People write me checks all the time for the peace of mind. Absolutely. Not just because I'm talented.
Man. You just help one of the ladies, at least one.
But to be clear, she didn't end the relationship because he was trying to have sex with her, but because his actions was not congruent with his words.
Yes.
And at this point, that's very important to you, that you abstain all the way till marriage in this season of your life right now.
I'm nodding and because Lord, it's sometimes I'll be like, Lord, it's really difficult because I just don't see how this is going to happen. Because to your point, there's not an active like pursuer. There's not. I don't get asked out all the time. So I'm like, Lord, I'm standing on what you asked me to do, and it's real lonely. Like, you know, it's funny because I was
right, guys. So unhook from that toxic life, unhook from them toxic women, guys. Unhook from them toxic women, guys. You see it, it's women that's still in their femininity and they're still in their organic form, and they don't do the pursuit. And they just waiting for a confident dude that got his basics covered and the right intentions to just ask him out. Because they not getting checked for. Niggas is checking for the hoes, bro. And nowadays, niggas ain't even really checking for them. They cash apping them and sliding them in on the DL. Know what I mean? But the good women, they out there. The very few. Remember, guys, it's 20% of good women. 10% of them taken. You know what I mean? They're taken. 5% of them that's taken, probably with a beta male, though, unfortunately. But in any event, they taken. Then you got 10% for you guys. You know what I mean? It's up to you guys. Change yourself. Change the laws of your mind first. And then you could change the world. Guys, word up. I dropped the link. You know what I mean? If anybody want to come on and add a little thing, we're going to probably do a part 2 to this. We definitely going to do a part 2 to this because there's still some more to this interview. You know what I mean? And I see that you guys like the content. So I won't mind doing a part 2 to this journey. So we definitely going to do a part 2 to this. I'll give it some more time for anybody that want to join in and give their thoughts on what we heard today. And again, guys, I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for your patience. And thank y'all for just changing the laws of your mind today. Thank y'all for just adjusting with the content, guys. Every day, not going to be the same thing over here at the Righteous Fair, at the Mr. Goodbread channels. You know what I mean? We can't operate and warp our mind into just negativity all the time. Everything ain't all negative, you know what I mean? Everything ain't all negative, and we're not gonna do that. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go on and get the hell on out of here. Y'all guys wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Do not play with your life. You know what I mean? We do this for the culture. If you got to, play it back. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new over here. But this is what we do, man. Appreciate you all, man. Love y'all, man. Word.
can't wait to see this one.
These two have been waiting for this one for quite some time, and to be honest, so have I.
We got Zidon. What's going on, Zone? How's it going, man?
What up, Jay?
Have you. Always a pleasure to have your spill on the show. Yo, what you saw, man? What you got? What you got on what you saw tonight?
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, got to take care of some business. Great show, Mr. Goodbread. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the Bread Squad. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get this popping in the algorithm. Hit that subscribe button if you're ghost watching. This is premium content. You know, you're not really getting a lot of content like this elsewhere because, you know, people would rather be in an alternate universe and not be in reality. So this is the real right here. And it's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk about, you know, about how many 304s are out here, you know, and like I commented earlier in the chat, you know, our grandparents and great grandparents, you know, they came up in the good old days. That's what we say. They came up in the good old days when a loaf of bread was 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? When we come up in the day of the 304, these are the days of the 304. And I hear a lot of conversations about, you know, there's hardly any good women over here in the United States. You got to go overseas to get a good woman. You know, I'm never going to settle down. You know, all of the stuff, you know, all of the hardcore red pill raging stuff. And see, the thing is, a lot of things that this lady said this evening is stuff that you got to be ready for, because a woman like this, and I got to correct you too, Mr. Goodbread. You said that she was projecting black girl magic, right? I don't really like that. I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying?
Stand corrected. You know, if I butcher something, you know me, bro, and that's why I love y'all, bro. Check me, bro. I read what
it's virtuous. It's virtuous woman magic. That's what I like to say, because, you know, we all got our different flavors. You get what I'm saying? It's like some of us like the snow bunnies, some of us like the chocolate, some of us like the Asian, the Hispanic spicy. You know, so a virtuous woman is a virtuous woman, right? Regardless of what you like. And that's what we're looking for. Is we're looking for the virtuous side of a woman. That's the side that we want to see more than we see the big behind shaking on Instagram or Twitter. But in a nutshell, fellas, everything that you saw on the screen, this is what you have to be ready for when you run into this situation in real life. You see, if you, because the thing is, God is not gonna, it is not gonna provide that opportunity to you too often. You see, these kind of women are like needles in a haystack. They're hard to come by. So, you know, you have to be prepared to make adjustments to your life like that day. You know, a lot of men complain, there's women that got a child or two children. What are you going to be prepared to do when you come across that woman in the grocery store that's 28 with no children, who wants to be a virtuous woman for the man that she's attracted to? And see, when men run into these into these kind of situations, you see a lot of times they're not prepared, and it'd be a lot of men that say, "Oh, I'm on my purpose. I'm on my purpose." Well, part of your purpose is to be fruitful and multiply. A woman like this is not something that you just let, just walk out of your life. That's it says in the Bible, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And we're not talking about wife in terms of legal marriage. We're talking the real marriage before the state made you legally sign a license to bind your life away to some chick that could just destroy you with the stroke of a pen, whenever she's ready. We're not talking about that kind of marriage. We're talking about the real marriage. We're talking about when you lay her down and you penetrate her and you get ready to dominate her, that kind of marriage. And you are the only one that's presiding over her, that kind of marriage. So you got to be ready to make an adjustment, all of that playing around and all of that kikiing and all of that kind of stuff, that when God places the right woman in your life, you got a decision to make. All the side chicks that's in your DMs, all of the partying and clubbing that you was doing, all of that, go to the wayside. All of that focus, I got to focus on my career, go to the wayside. Because guess what? If you cannot manage your career or your business and manage the woman that's going to be the mother of your children, you got to ask yourself, should you even have a woman in the first place? I was in my 20s making $80,000 a year, making with a woman with a child, and ended up getting my first house. That was a very challenging time in my life. Very hard. But that's what we're here to do as men. We're here to take on difficult, hard challenges. That's why we don't have a monthly cycle. We don't have cramps. We don't have pregnancy, because we put here to work. We put here to deal with this situation. We put here to deal with these situations like this.
Facts.
So just be prepared that, when you at the grocery store or where you at Barnes and Nobles, which I love to go to Barnes and Nobles, by the way. When you at places like that, that's where they are. So when these women come into your life, you literally have to be prepared to make an adjustment. And that ain't no simp stuff. That ain't no, oh, he's all in love. No, that's little boy stuff. We're talking about grown man stuff. We're talking about having children. We're talking about expanding your legacy. We're talking about laying down the laws in your household. We're talking about changing the laws of your mind. We're talking about building family empires. All of that negative stuff, yeah, there's always a possibility of negative stuff happening. There's a possibility that you could not wake up in the morning. But is that going to stop you from going to sleep? Hell no. I'm gonna rest my eyes tonight, and if I go to glory while I got my eyes closed, then so be it. My daughter gets the house. The stuff that's in my accounts goes to my brothers, my brother, my sister, my mother, and it is what it is. That's what I was put here for. Wasn't put here to complain and get caught up in all of this nonsense and live in some alternate universe. We only get one time around this thing, so you got to make it count. Yes, you're going to be a young man at some point in time. You're going to get out here. You're going to have fun. It's part of the game. But there comes a point in time where you have to become a grown man and you have to say, okay, I've had enough. Getting older. It's time to make some serious investments. And the way that I'm talking right now, you're not going to get this on a lot of YouTube channels. Somebody's going to listen to this on the playback and they're going to be like, who that beta male up there talking like that? I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about none of that. Put me and that person side by side, and let's see who's going to be more successful over time. Let's see who's going to preside the best over our children over time. Let's have a competition there. Let's see whose children can read the most books, who can get the best grades. Let's have that kind of competition as opposed to criticizing when somebody is actually saying something that's worthwhile. So that's all I got, Mr. Goodbread. Great show. And yeah, man, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, man.
Definitely, Zone. Yo, it's always a blessing to have you. You already know. Like I say, yo, the Righteous Fear is a team. This is a team effort. You know what I mean? Total team effort. We learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron. And that's what we do, man. Zone, I really can't even put nothing else on that, what you said. You spoke facts. You spoke truth. And again, we said we was going to create a space where men could come and not be compromised and speak how they really feel. And that's what we did, man. Man, we got the MVP, the BZ 5000 in the motherfucking
Easy.
5000.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna say too much, man, because hey, man, Zone got the mic hot as a motherfucker right now, Mike.
It's vacant, word.
Oh man, it's heating up over there in Arizona, mate. Somebody got hit with a bow and arrow over there, mate. Somebody in love in motherfucking Arizona, mate. My nigga, hey, tune in to Zone 864 TV. Hit that nigga subscription. Dial into that nigga, Mike. Shark Cat over there, man, Arizona, man. And you already know, Goodbread. Hey, Tamika, where you been, girl? We thought somebody got you over there on the West Coast. We thought somebody got you. Everybody been asking about you. Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, man, I think it's going to be a fun weekend this weekend.
Yes, yes,
hey, man, make sure you tune in, man. I don't know what y'all doing this weekend. Keep your notifications. Make sure the bell is hit. Get your notifications, man. We might get a treat this weekend. For real.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Turnbuckle King up in there. Look at him, man. We might have some wrestling to do, man. Tamika said you are a favorite, nigga. I thought I was a favorite, man. Hey, man. You better get your wrestling moves ready, nigga. But yeah, man. Hey, man. Good shit, man. As always. That was a great show, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Great show, bro.
Excellent.
You topped it off too, Zone.
Yeah. Yo, I want to
Yes,
salute
sir.
my guy KDH, man. KDH gave me the content. And you know what I mean? KDH said, yo, bro, this chick right here is talking about everything you talk about on the channel. And he sent me that, and I gave an ear to it. I said, oh, shit, this bitch been stealing.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked. I mean, man, we talked about it this morning, man. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I never really heard her in interview. I mean, I just always heard her in shows and movies and stuff like that. But you know, it don't seem like she get out of character. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't never been no scandalous, raunchy type of actress. You know what I'm saying? It's like she always has integrity about her acting, and this right here shows. I guess like when she get her script, she don't compromise.
She don't compromise.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't never put her in no type of scandalous type situations in movies or whatever, or project anything other than, you know what I'm saying, ladylike behavior.
Yo, now it's interesting, 5000, right? Ain't
Yeah.
she a child star, right? She's a child celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Like Keke Palmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
No, not like. Well, yeah, like in as far as they've been in Hollywood for you know what I'm saying, probably about. No, she's older than her. She's older than Keke. So, but yeah, they got similar. Yeah, they grew up in Hollywood.
That's crazy.
I got you.
Different outcomes, though. I see.
But you see, Now that you've seen Kiki's mama, now you know where she got that from, because she grew up in Hollywood and she still got the hood rat behavior.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, man. It's kind of like what's Tamir Braxton. Not to Is it Tamir Braxton? Tamar. What? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're the youngest and you're far removed from the hood, but you're the hoodest Braxton.
Right. Sad shit, bro. Sad shit, monkey shit, bro. I tell you, man.
like T.I.'s son, the youngest.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I found it weird that with this Atkins lady, she is so beautiful spirited, but she sound like two of the most demonous people I know. She looked like that Tia chick, that Tia Mowry chick, and she sound like Jeannie Ma, yo. She sound like Jeannie Ma, no. She got the cadence of Jeannie Ma, and you heard it, right?
No, I wouldn't do her like that, man. I ain't never you know what I'm saying? It's like with those type of females, with them type of females you mentioned, you don't really see the sincerity. Yeah. I mean, you know, I could see what is that? Disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see that, and then really you can see it in their behavior, because even when she mentioned her, you know, her former marriage, she didn't put no blame on the man.
Nope.
She didn't really speak of the man.
Nope. She could.
Anybody else is gonna do some blame game, is gonna be some whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, she did some self-reflecting. She you know, she looked in herself and adjusted herself, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, you never heard this type of shit from a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you have, it's rare.
Right. From a calm woman, because love says shit
especially in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as her being in Hollywood all this time, and then you see how she navigates through men, you know what I'm saying? She don't really, you know, ain't really too starstruck on a lot of individuals, because she mentioned Dwayne Wade, she mentioned the Wayans brothers, or whatever the case may be, but you know, she could have easily slid back on one of them cats.
Right.
Because you already know how limited it is as far as minorities in Hollywood anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And everybody tend to have some kind of history with everybody too. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so awkward. That, like, you know, you dating a Hollywood chick, or you dating a Hollywood dude, and then you go to an award show and it's about, you know, 50 motherfuckers in there you done slept with. You know what I'm saying? That's real awkward. And that's why a lot of these relationships don't last, because there's so much insecurity within these relationships. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, you could be hot one year and then you can be back to, you know what I'm saying, a regular actor or whatever the case may be. And then somebody else might be hot and all the attention's on him, and you might have a show with him, and then your spouse might get jealous or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all kind of shit can happen, man. But, you know, as far as the temptation, when you at that level, is just so high, you know what I'm saying? And you got access to so much, you know what I'm saying? But to have somebody like this that's grounded and it is unfazed by a lot of that shit, man, you can't ask for much more. I don't know what happened in their relationship, but you know what I'm saying? But that nigga had one.
Right. He fumbled the bag,
he
bro.
did.
And she could not bring herself to tell us that he cheated, that he did some infidelity. And you know that's what it is, bro. Because she know that Bible back and front. She know you can't get a divorce unless it's sexual immorality. And she still ain't say it though. She did not slam him. And she knew that her child needs masculinity. Her child needs to see a man. She ain't one of these I don't need a nigga chicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really see her doing him like Keke Palmer and Nia Long filing for full custody of a child and shit, when you know that child needs his father. But see, on Kiki's side, well, Nia too, because she ain't got her dad in her life. They don't know the importance of a father. And you playing games, and you got too many motherfuckers in your ear. You know what I'm saying? You got the ratchet sisterhood in your ear, and you got this system that you know what I'm saying, that helps you separate children from fathers, and you ain't really looking at that. You're looking at the selfishness, you know, that selfish nature of these motherfuckers, man. They want control. They want to, you know what I'm saying, they want to hurt you. They want to do all this type of shit, but they don't realize that they're taking a father from their child.
Right, they're hurting their kid.
Yeah, because it don't make no sense for Nia Long to file for full custody of a damn near 12-year-old boy when his daddy is an NBA coach. Your son could be around all these NBA players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a kid's dream to be around their favorite NBA players and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And your daddy's a coach. He could be around this environment every day. You know what I'm saying? Getting that experience.
That's a fact, though.
And he could be around Nia Long's acting friends. You know what I'm saying? So the boy could have the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? She ain't even thinking about that. And none of these niggas is telling this bitch that.
Nope.
You got to be around better people, man.
The environment.
Yep.
All right, guys. Man, we gave y'all 2 hours and 30 minutes. Hope y'all enjoyed. Wrap up again. Strap up again. Don't play with your life no more. All right, guys. We see y'all later.
Peace.
Yes, sir.